was sad. Emma's life was dark. Emma's life was unprotected and unproductive. Every morning, when the sun broke through the night, she would close her blinds and go back to sleep. Usually till around 12:35. Then she was ready to get up, but she wouldn't. She would stare at the blank ceiling and count the ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Emma was hungry. Emma was full. Both at the same time. She hungered for something more than a boring life, yet she ate food even when she was full. Then she would go back to sleep. Her sister would try to get her to go places, but she ignored her. After enough times of somebody telling you what you should do, and then you pushing them away, you finally give up and just listen, and inevitably, they will also, like you, often get bored of telling you what to do and go away. But not her sister. She would come in every day, twice a day, and ask her to do something. Emma would not answer. She would stare at the window blinds, especially the third from the bottom. It fascinated her, and she didn't know why. And that would keep her distracted until her sister left her to her peace and quiet. But peace surrounded the room. Peace was not in the room. A force greater than Victoria was in the room, striking at every second, and Emma didn't even know it. Emma was naive. Emma was blind. The darkness she clung to was actually clung to her. It would not let go. It thrived on her dying soul. It was causing her pain, and she didn't even know it. There was always more to the story, always. And as the sun would set, her room would stay just as dark, because you can't get any more dark than pitch black, and that was all around. If you've ever been camping, then you know it's true. Sometimes you'll hear a noise in the night. You think it's a bear that will rip your face off if you move. But if you just moved and turned on the littlest light, you will see it's just a squirrel collecting nuts from winter. The wind you thought would take away your sheltering tent is just a whistle through the trees. You just need to move a tad. That was all Emma needed to do to see what was holding her down from a life of freedom. Because Emma was a prisoner. Emma was in encapsulment. Her sister would try to get her out, but Emma was being covered with a hush. So she was paralyzed without knowing it. If Emma could just fight it, open that third blind that she always stared at, and just let in the littlest hint of light, she could see what was covering her in the darkness. Because once you see the beginning of light, you want the rest. And one day, that was what Emma tried to do. She reached up in excruciating pain, fingers stretched, almost coming off, and she started to lift that blind, but it felt like lead. You see, once you've been in darkness for so long, you start hating to want the light, and it becomes almost nearly impossible. Even though we in the light know it's eternally better to lift that blind, and it's easy for us, it was impossible for Emma. It just so happened that her sister was seeing Emma try to lift that blind. She now could see the true struggle Emma was going through. And so she went over, and she helped her lift that blind. For her, it was as light as a feather. And the light poured in, the darkness scattered into the shadows, not daring to try to pierce the light because it knew what was stronger, what always trumped it. Emma could now take off the covers. Emma was free. Emma was in the light. Emma's life was happy. Emma's life shone bright.
ready to do something?
Yeah.